Trump Game here, coming at you from chooseyourrelationships.com, off of Love Can't Wait. And over the weekend, I went to a conference in Atlanta, Georgia. And, there was about 200 people at the conference. And I met some pretty decent people, pretty cool. Most people were easygoing. And most people were married, and some people had their spouses or boyfriends or partners, etc., along with them. And it was a couple of non-white women there that claimed they had boyfriends or husbands that were white males. And I want to talk about what kind of non-white women does it take to be with a white male? Because I almost never hear anyone talk about this. And someone asked me this during the holidays, because I think it was my nephew, if I'm not mistaken, because he noticed by looking at the television that it seemed like, at least within the public, most public figures, entertainers, athletes, etc., that are white males, usually see them with the same or similar type of non-white women. And he had a good point. And I saw this 15, 20 years ago. I caught on to this. I saw it when I was in the military, and I saw it when I was hanging around California, like San Diego and LA and Seattle and Chicago, areas like that. And most women that you see white guys with, for the most part, are going to be slim. And they're going to be of lighter shade the majority of the time. If they're not of lighter shade, they probably go to extreme dark, very dark skin, right? So they'll go either brown like Beyonce or Kelly Rowland, that shade, or they'll go extremely dark like a woman that's from Nigeria or something like that. Not saying all women from Nigeria are very dark, but there are some that are light. But that I'm just trying to give you a example where I'm coming from. Actually, there's a supermodel that's very dark. I don't remember her name, but you might know who I'm talking about. So white guys usually go from the extreme. They go from brown to very dark. But she has to be slim. That's almost a standard that they have. She has to be slim. She can't be thick, and she can't be she can't have a big butt like I would like, or maybe you would like, if you're black or Latino. We tend to like girls with big butts and tits. White guys, they tend to like just tits. They don't like girls with the big asses very much. And let me be clear. When I say white guys, now there's different types of white guys. So I have to be clear with this, because a lot of people get confused. When I say white guys, I'm talking about white guys with power and money that's in the public eye that influence and determine public policy. I'm talking about the politicians, the guys that created these tech companies like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Google, got Microsoft, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. These guys that run the banks, the guys that's in Hollywood with movies. These are the white guys I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the guy at your job that you work with within the school system, or a cop, or a guy at the restaurant, a white guy at the restaurant. I'm not talking about these white guys. I'm talking about the guys that's movers and shakers that determine public policy. That these judges, these district attorneys, these people are I'm talking about white guys in power positions that influence, that run and dominate what happens in society. These are the white guys I'm talking about. I have to be clear with that because a lot of people get confused. There's different types of white guys. The white guys that you work with at your job, more than likely, they're rednecks. 9 out of 10, they're just rednecks. They couldn't help you if they liked you. You know, I don't even really put too much. I put very little thought into anything white people say at the job, to be honest. Really, because it's not gonna really make any difference. What they say, it's not gonna fade me one bit. I don't lose sleep over it at all. You know, but that's just me. That's only because I'm aware of what's going on. I know how things work, how things happen out here. So, with that being said, now most of these guys, they turn these women out. Now, you have to understand the psychology of white guys. And even me, even when I think I understand them, I don't. See, they have a different way of thinking, very different from the rest of us. See, they look at non-white women, or women just in general, in most cases, as just fun. They're not really loyal to any woman. They're not loyal to white women. White women are a commodity. They need white women to sell their products and services for big businesses. So if they see white women like that, how do you think they're going to see non-white women? Just fun. You're just entertainment. So a lot of these women, if white guys date them for a long period of time or get married to them, they usually get ran through. I mean, they usually, they have all kind of fetishes for black women, especially black women, Latin women, Asian women. They have all kinds of fetishes. And a lot of these women, they'll go along to get along. They'll do almost anything to be with the white guy because, unfortunately, a lot of these women kind of look at white guys as kind of like their savior. Like he's God Almighty. And a lot of them get caught up in that madness, into that confusion, right? And they end up getting turned out, man. They'll, turned out in every way known to man. And after a couple of years, go by. A lot of women end up getting a divorce from them, or he probably gets tired of them, either or. You know, because I've known a lot of women personally that wanted to get a divorce because they felt like, kind of felt like they were being abused, and they felt like they said they were being controlled, and they were being called names. And one chick told me she felt like a slave. She felt like a love slave. And you know, a lot of them, these women are getting turned out to be bed wenches. You know, so, and then see, you gotta remember that white guys like certain types of non-white women. You know, the one that's on television. A lot of the women that you see on television, they're usually with white guys, or dating white guys, or married to white guys. Like the lady that used to be on actually, I think she's still on ESPN, First Take, with Stephen A. Well, no, she used to be on the show with Stephen A. Smith. She's dating a white guy, or she's married to a white guy, either or. Most of black women that you see on television, within the mainstream media, they're dating white guys. Even the Latin women are dating white guys, or dating or married to white guys. So these are the type of women that white guys like to date, basically. That you see in the public eye, that's on camera. So that's a good example of the type of women that non-white women, that they would like to have around them. You're not going to see you're not going to see them around too many non-white women like Queen Latifah. She's too thick. She's too big for them. You know, because they're looking for the arm candy. You know, the woman that's going to help them look better, help them look good, help keep them in the spotlight if need be. So if eventually, if he's on stage at some point or on the red carpet, his woman is going to have to be beside him. So someone like Queen Latifah, or someone that's a little overweight, that would be unacceptable. Now, somebody like Kelly Rowland would be probably just right for most of those white guys. You know what I'm saying? But now you might be asking, why am I talking about the type of white women that white guys would be with that's non-white? Real reason why I'm talking about this is because whenever you meet any of these women that claim that they dated white guys, you have to understand the psychology and the way they think and the trauma that they probably went through before they met you. Because you're going to have to decipher the lies, more than likely, that she's going to tell you. She's not going to tell you this, what I just laid out to you, because a lot of it is embarrassing, and she probably feels like she's been taken advantage of in some type of level, in some type of way, even though at the time she was engaging in these activities, she felt like she was having a good time. But afterwards, she feels guilty because of how it went down, it's kind of like buyer's remorse. She had remorse based on the actions that she took, even though she wasn't forced to. But she doesn't feel proud that she did it because of how they treated her afterwards, how she got treated afterwards. Because not only did her boyfriend or husband, her white boyfriend or husband, see her engaging into these activities, his friends, male and female, that's probably white, more than likely, seen it, and they know about it as well. So a lot of these women feel like they're an outsider. They don't really feel like they're a part of the family or part of the club. So that's why if you meet a woman that's divorced from a white guy, or maybe she used to date a white guy that's black or Latina, she's not going to tell you all of this. She's not going to tell you what happened. Even if you ask, she'll probably tell you something, but she'll lie. She'll probably say, hey, it was a bad experience, blah, blah, blah. And she might say, hey, I don't want to talk about it. But you have to, I'm just basically putting you up on game. That's all I'm doing. You know, you just have to be aware of what happens when white guys get with a lot of these non-white women. They turn these motherfuckers out, man. I'm telling you. You ain't got, if you think you ever turn a woman out, you ain't got shit on these white guys. Nothing. There's no comparison. Forget about it. You know, because unfortunately, a lot of non-white women don't see the average black person or Latin person, black or Latino person or Asian person the same versus a white guy. And it's set up that way due to laws and public policy in this country and foreign policy around the world. It's simple, you know. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel, check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Until next time, Sharp Game is out. Peace.